In the Kill Team community, there's a lot of talk and theorizing about what releases and updates are coming in the future, and I want to do a little bit of that here today. But I think this is going to be more based in fact than it is just theory. What I want to look at is what sub-faction types we know for a fact are going to be in Kill Team. By sub-factions, I mean stuff like Space Marine chapters and Orc clans. The reason these are all confirmed is they're actually in the compendium already. What I'm basing this off of is by looking at the keywords for each model, and there you can actually see if a model has an eligible sub-faction built in or not. If you want to jump ahead and look at the different factions I'm going to be talking about, I have these listed basically in the order they are in the compendium, and I'll have chapters listed at the bottom based on if it's Imperium, Chaos, or Xenos. And we'll be covering stuff like the White Dwarf and the Warzone sets. So let's get started. First off, we have the chapters for the Space Marines. The way this was implemented in the old Kill Team was by giving them access to chapter tactics based on what chapter they were. Sadly, Deathwatch has no sub-faction listed here, so I don't see them getting a direct buff like the other chapters will, which is the equivalent of a Deathwatch nerf, which they really don't need. But I see the chapter upgrades being similar to what we had in the old Kill Team. I'd rather each chapter almost be its own faction with its own datasheets, but I don't actually see that happening looking at this. Grey Knights actually have the Brotherhood sub-faction, which will likely be a direct carryover from 40k. This will include things like Sword Bearers and Ward Makers. Here's the list of every one, and I think we'll get most of these brought over to Kill Team. In 40k, each Brotherhood unlocks a stratagem, likely translating to a strategic or tactical ploy. But more interesting than that, it unlocks a unique Psyker power. Each Brotherhood having a unique Psyker ability could really add some more flair to this team, and that's how I want them to handle it. For Imperial Guard, we have the regiments as well as the Tempestus regiments. The way the old Kill Team handled regiments is you got a bonus for choosing one, but Tempestus Scions, as well as a few other models, just wouldn't get that bonus. Here it seems like Scions and Guardsmen each have a different unique benefit, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to choose a normal regiment and a Tempestus one, or if you only have to choose one or the other, so it really benefits you go just all Scions or all Guardsmen. We had regiments in the old Kill Team, so that's likely what we'll have this time around, and I'm not sure what we'll see for Scions. Also, the Deathcore Creed will have the normal regiment keyword. I'm not sure how this works out as far as the fluff goes, but they'll likely have the same benefits as normal Guardsmen. Admech has the Forge World sub-faction. We had this in the old Kill Team with each Forge World offering a unique benefit, such as boosting your ability to pick a canonical or buffing Overwatch. This is also a part of their White Dwarf team as well. Sisters of Battle have orders, but this doesn't include the Archoflagellant models, so whatever buff Sisters of Battle will get, it will only apply to Battle Sisters and Repentia. I imagine we'll only get the major orders like the Order of the Bloody Rose carried over from 40k. The order system is also what we have from the Shanaf boss as well, so both types of Sisters of Battle will get the same buff. So for Talons of the Emperor, Sisters of Silence have absolutely nothing. This will really make them just the anti-Psyker team for the Custodes, but Custodes will be getting a Shield Host bonus. I'm guessing this will be just like the list from 9th edition, but here is a list of some of the possibilities we could see get added. It's kind of sad that the Sisters of Silence don't get more personality here, and don't get some more flair added to that part of the team. So now we start off with Chaos. For Traitor Space Marines, we get Legions, but only for the actual Marines. But note that the Cultists did nothing. So if these bonuses are really strong, it will likely make running a team of only Marines more meta. We didn't have all of these in the old Kill Team, so this will likely be based off the 8th edition Legions. It's that same story with the Death Guard. Marines did the Plague Company bonus, Poswalkers did nothing, and they will have to be drawn from 8th edition. There are 7 Plague Companies in the lore, but I don't know how many of them would get carried over or not. So Chaos is definitely on a trend. So with Thousand Sons, your Marines have the Great Cult sub-faction, Zangors did nothing, and they will likely be drawn from 8th edition or some previous edition of 40k. This is the same way the Warp Coven team is as well, where you have just the Marines have Great Cult and the Zangors have nothing. And now we get to Chaos Demons, which have just absolutely nothing going for them. I think this is the least loved faction by Games Workshop. I really hope we get some kind of cool demon-focused team in the future that actually does something interesting, because when we get the sub-faction bonuses, they'll get nothing and they'll be even weaker. So they're just going to fall out on the meta entirely. Now jumping down to the Xenos. For Craft World, we did, well, the Craft World subfaction. Very creative naming. There are a few major craft worlds where we'll likely see the new buffs or ploys they pulled from, and with all the cool Eldar releases for 9th edition, I could see the subfactions reflecting whatever we get from their new codex. Drukhari will have 2 different subfactions, which is the Cabals and the Witch Cult. Like with Imperial Guard, it'll be interesting to see if you can mix and match these, or if it will encourage you to run a team of all one or all the other. Each Cabal and Cult look pretty unique, so I'm honestly not sure how they'll implement these. And I don't know enough about Drukhari from the older editions of 40k to really know what this should look like. But with having 2 different subfactions, it should be pretty interesting. Harlequins will have their mask. Since they have almost no variety in kill team, these should be pretty basic. I do think Harlequins have the ability to be one of the best kill teams personally, so if their subfaction bonus ends up being a little overtuned, combining that with their flip belts, I could see them being very competitive. Next up we have the Orcs, which have their clans. And I'm surprised that the Direction will also get the bonuses. Normally Direction don't get a lot of bonuses from clans and different buffs, so it's kind of nice that they'll get that too. The Commando team from the Altaria set has the same clan keyword, but since the Commandos are so much stronger than the Greenskins, I expect this really just to matter from the Commando buff. I don't think whatever they do will actually make Greenskins relevant. Necrons have their Dynasty keywords, and here's the list of what we might see. Also, I don't know how you pronounce any of these. Maybe that's why I play Orcs. They operate at like a 5th grade reading level, and I can handle that. We actually did have Dynasties in the old kill team, so we have a pretty solid idea of what these will do, as well as which ones we're likely to see brought over. So if you want an idea of what each dynasty can do, just reference the old kill team list. The Tau and Pathfinders both have their Sept keywords. Also, this will apply to their drones, so if you like running a lot of drones, you actually won't be missing out here, which is pretty nice. With the major changes happening to Tau and Big Hammer right now and all those releases, I'd keep my focus over there if you want to preview what we might get. Speaking of Tau, their Kroot friends sadly did nothing. I think the Kroot lore and appearance are awesome, but it sucks they don't get more attention in Kill Team. Kill Team seems like the game mode to make your small groups like the Kroot really shine, and that's just not happening here. So the Tyranids have their high fleets just like old Kill Team, and will likely get similar buffs here. Obviously there are some things that won't carry over very well, like re-rolling charges, but I think the list of what we'll get will be similar, and the bonuses will likely reflect. And finally we have the Genestealer Cult, who have their cults. Like their Tyranid Masters, we have the old Kill Team to look at and reference. And same story, where just look over there if you want to see what it will likely do here. Alright, that wraps it up for this video. Hopefully this gives you some idea of what to expect as we finally did a subfaction expansion. Remember to subscribe for more Kill Team and tabletop gaming content, and thank you for watching.